All right. So, should we not do an intro?
Nah, fuck our intro.
Just get into it?
Just get into it. Don't warm me up. Don't give me fellatio. Just get right into it. Raw. No lubrificant. Just put it in there.
Okay. Here we go.
I said no lubrificant, bro. What are you doing licking your hands? Spit is considered lube.
Oh, yeah. You want it to be raw. Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds painful.
For who? For the guy or for the girl?
For whoever's taking it.
Nah, the one giving it too.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
With no lube.
Have you ever
Yeah.
done that?
No comments. I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
What's wrong, Marty? Are you shy talking about these things?
Kind of. I'm not really the type to talk about sex, like my sex life. I don't know. To me, it just feels very personal.
I mean, it is personal.
Yeah. So why do people talk about it?
I don't know. Like, there's a lot of, you end up learning things. It's kind of like when I first had my son, I didn't understand about postpartum. And then, you know, my two best friends, you and Larry, just recently had babies. And you know kind of what postpartum is. You guys didn't give me a fucking warning at all. You didn't say shit. You were just like, oh, yeah, it's going to be great when you have a kid. And then when I started talking about postpartum, both of you guys were like, fuck, yeah, man. Yeah, we dealt with the same thing. And I was like, all right, well, thanks for the warning.
We're not the ones dealing with it. It's usually the women dealing with it.
Yeah, it is, but you can't say that dads don't go through postpartum. And you can't say that dealing with somebody going through postpartum doesn't also put wear and tear on your self-esteem, your self-worth, your anything, just you in general.
You know what pisses me off?
What?
I don't like when guys say, like, we're pregnant. Like, bitch, you're not pregnant. The girl is pregnant. The woman is pregnant. Like,
that doesn't really piss me off. I get it. I get what they're saying, even though they're not physically pregnant. Like, his girl is pregnant. That's kind of how I take it. When somebody says, a guy says, oh yeah, we're pregnant, I understand what they're saying, even though it's not literal. I'm not taking that literal. Like you
no,
are,
I get what they're
Marty.
trying to say, but I just think that, like, you saying that is just so cringe to me. It should just be like, yeah, we're about to have a baby. Not like we're pregnant, we're expecting. I mean, expecting makes more sense, but you saying you're pregnant, I feel like undermines what women go through in pregnancy. Because you're not going through the same shit
that.
she is.
Yeah.
You know?
Fuck no. Not at all. Not at all. Dude, the amount of respect the newfound respect that I have for women and moms specifically, God knew to make me a man because I couldn't go through what they went through.
Yeah. Just thinking back at the whole labor definitely makes me happy to be a man, for sure.
Yeah, labor was crazy, dude. How long was your girl in labor for?
27 hours. It was a while.
That doesn't even make sense to me, bro. Like, you're not within those 27 hours. She's not sleeping at all. She's just in constant pain, and it goes in, leaves, comes back, leaves, comes back.
And I couldn't sleep either. I tried, but I couldn't.
Oh, I slept, and my girl reminds me every day that I slept.
Of course you would be the type to sleep through it.
Yeah, I didn't do it on purpose. Like, everything was set up in such a horrible way. Like, the day that she went into labor, I had to wake up. I had an online audition at 5 o'clock in the morning. At that point in time, I was waking up, especially because I knew that she was close to having her baby, we would be waking up at like 9, 10 a.m. just to make sure that we got as much sleep as possible. And then it just so happened that morning that she went into labor at night, but in the morning, I had an audition at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I had to get up at like 4:30, 4:15, like depuff my damn face from all the sleep and then do the audition. And then instead of going back to sleep after 30 minutes, I'm like, I'm already up. I'm going to get and start doing things. So I did. And by the time it hit like 11 p.m., I just remember thinking like, oh my God, I'm going to sleep so good tonight. I'm so exhausted. And then my girl's like, I think I'm in labor. And I was like, fuck, this is the worst possible timing for me. So I was exhausted, absolutely exhausted. I mean, I wish I would have stayed awake throughout the whole time, but I couldn't. I literally couldn't. I was in a whole other dimension. And not to mention, we had to drive an hour to the hospital. Dude, that drive was killing me.
All right, there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, who the fuck auditions people at 5 o'clock in the morning?
They were in East Coast time, so it was 8 a.m. for them.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Second of all, why was the drive so far? Isn't there a closer hospital nearby?
Because our specific doctor that we got assigned to was at that hospital. So my girl was originally trying to give birth at a birthing center here in California, but they have specific laws that it's like something, if the baby's too big, then there's a higher risk that something bad could happen. So they send them over to a hospital. And the hospital that we went to had the doctor that we wanted, which was also assigned by the birthing center. So the doctor was all about being as natural as possible, unmedicated births, and trying to push as hard as he can for natural birth as opposed to a C-section. So that's why we had to go there.
Wait, was it natural or was it a C-section?
No, it ended up being a C-section at the last moment. So for a girl to give birth, they have to dilate 10 centimeters. And my girl dilated all the way to 9 and then started regressing.
Wait, what does that mean again?
It started closing up. So she went to 9 centimeters and then she went back down to 8 and then 7. And then the doctor was like, we gotta get this baby out.
It's crazy that can happen. Like the baby's coming out and yet it's closing up. That makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of factors into that. For my poor girl, the stress, the environment, we're at a hospital, so we weren't used to that. And at the hospital, everybody's just negative. They would look at her. My girl's fairly small and petite. And then people would just look at her nurses and be like, yeah, you're not going to give natural birth. You're going to have a C-section. So this poor girl's already in pain going through it. She's in labor. And then you have all these nurses looking at her and telling her like, yeah, nah, you're going to have a C-section. And she's trying to push for natural birth as much as she could, And not to mention, once we got to the hospital, which was probably somewhere around like 1 or 2 a.m., everything was full. So we had to stay in triage for like 3 to 4 hours because all the beds were taken. And as soon as we get there, we already see another woman that's in labor and she's screaming her mind off because she doesn't have a comfortable place and she's going through a lot of pain. They eventually find her room, but now the same thing's going to happen with my girl where she's going to be in a lot of pain in the triage just waiting. And I napped. I was right next to her. I remember I was sitting on a chair. She was on the bed and I just put my head down and I napped. And I felt so bad, especially at the time. I'm like, I'm trying to stay awake, but I literally couldn't. I felt drunk. I felt drugged.
Did you guys have to share a room?
No. We had our own room.
Okay. Yeah, because I can't even imagine what it's like sharing a room. Like, it's such an intimate moment, Like, and when we got lucky that we had our own private room too, but I know a lot of people don't do that. Like, they have to share it with someone else.
Yeah. Your girl gave natural birth though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did.
Would you guys ever consider a birthing center?
She thought about it, but I think she felt more safe doing it at the hospital with the drugs.
Right.
Your girl didn't get an epidural, huh?
She ended up getting an epidural for sure at the hospital,
Oh,
but I
okay.
mean, if that was at the birthing center, then it wasn't going to happen. But yeah, she ended up getting an epidural.
No, no, no. My wife is definitely very sensitive to pain. She doesn't want to like she was hesitating at first when we are at the hospital because, it is a somewhat of a procedure. I even had to leave the
Right.
room. Like they asked me to leave the room because they like stick a freaking big ass needle on her back. It looks crazy because I actually filmed it while I left the room. So I just left the camera rolling there and I looked at I looked at it later on. I was like, oh my god, that looks
Yeah.
insane.
I tried to
Mm-mm.
film it, but they made me turn off the camera, made me leave the room. And I'm thinking, like, why? Like, why am I not able to film this? They had to have gone through a lot of lawsuits for that to happen.
I filmed it. I mean, I don't think they knew I was filming, but I just left the
Right.
GoPro like recording that shit. I didn't have like the main camera, but I definitely had
Right.
something rolling at all times, even just in case like
Yeah.
Lily decided to come. Even at like in the middle of the night one time, like Lily's heartbeat like dropped drastically, and like five fucking nurses came into the room like rushing in and like trying to what's it called? I don't know, just trying to
Resuscitate?
get her, I guess, I don't know. I don't really know exactly
Nah,
what
I don't think
happened,
it's
but
resuscitate because
something.
resuscitate means that, like, she passed and then they're bringing her
No,
back.
no, no.
That couldn't have
Like,
been it.
yeah, yeah. She didn't pass away, but like her heartbeat like dropped a lot because like she was getting some sort of reaction to the oxytocin that they were giving her, and that just like, I don't know, it just really affected her, and they had to do certain things to my wife in order to like get her back into like the natural or normal heartbeat.
It's crazy because if you would have told me all this information 2 years ago, I would think that you're speaking a different language. I'm like, what are you saying? What are these things? I heard of epidural before, but I didn't understand how it all worked out, and then the reaction that happens to the baby. And you also kind of think like, oh, okay, like when they give birth, it's going to be quick and easy. They have pain for like 1 or 2 hours and then the baby comes out. Yeah, it's totally not like that. And every person that I speak to, every mom and every dad, they all have totally different stories to tell.
Yeah, I had to learn everything. I mean, I never even read any books, bro. Like a lot of dads, bless you. A lot of dads even like read books before having a kid, trying to prepare themselves as
Yeah.
much as possible. I never really did
Yeah.
any of that. I just like had the mentality of like, you know what? I'm just gonna deal with it when it's here, because there's only so much a book can teach you.
For sure. 100%. I definitely didn't. I read some stuff online. I didn't read any books, but I definitely went to classes, like birthing classes and all that type of stuff.
Damn, I didn't even do that.
Yeah, but that stuff is like you learn it for an hour, like 4 months before having the baby. By the time you have the baby, you forget all that shit. And it's just like you're in fight or flight. So all that stuff goes out the window and you just think of like the things that you do know and what you can do to help the situation. You don't think about like, oh, what did I learn 4 months ago in this birthing class? All
Yeah.
that shit goes into one year and leaves the other.
I guess it's useful because you could have that like in your subconscious, like you already know maybe like what the right thing is to do when that
Right.
situation presents itself. So I think it's good to
Yeah.
like have that knowledge, even if you don't consciously remember, you're still gonna remember parts of it in the back of your mind.
Also, it's with experience. Like, I'm excited to have another baby just because I get to, you know, undo my wrongs in a way of how everything worked out on our son's birth versus our future child. I get to undo all those things and try to be the best version of myself. Realize that, like, okay, within that week of um, her possibly going into labor and delivering the child, I'm not planning anything. Like, I'm literally taking that week off.
Yeah, I still remember it like it was yesterday. I was going into the hospital.
Yeah, it's definitely a crazy feeling. It's a crazy feeling to walk out of there with a baby in your back seat and drive home.
Yeah, that was definitely a scary part. Like I drove like 10 miles an hour. I
Really?
was so scared. Bro, I was just like very like I even it's so funny because I even thought about like, damn, will Lily like our place? Will she be comfortable there? Because she had everything at the hospital, you know. Just
Right.
knowing the fact that you're bringing this human being to the house, bro, and then like you're gonna be living with her for a long time. It's just a crazy, crazy thought.
Yeah.
What about your dog? How do your dog react to the baby coming home?
I have a little chihuahua, and she's like a typical chihuahua that just barks and growls at absolutely everything. She's super sweet to the people that she does know, but if she doesn't know you, then she's gonna act like a chihuahua. So she was just confused, but she realizes that we're giving this thing, because to her, I don't even think she knows what a baby is. So she just realizes that we're giving this little human a bunch of attention and love. So she sees it, but I don't know. I feel like even nowadays that my son is 1.5, they don't have the best relationship, but they're still learning. But also, I think that they don't have the best relationship because we keep them separated. We keep the dog behind a gate or in the kitchen in the entrance of the house, and then he has the rest of the house. So every time we open
Mm,
that gate, he rushes over to her and wants to like pet her. But babies, toddlers, like they don't know how to pet necessarily. Like he'll pet her sometimes, but most of the times he just like grabs the back of her neck and like squeezes her. But he doesn't mean it in a malintent. He's just, that's just how he is. And I've been trying to
yeah,
teach him, cariño, which means like, oh, pet her, give her love. But yeah, it's still an ongoing process. I think that we need to put them both together and leave them together at all times, so that every time that we open that gate, he doesn't immediately think like, oh, I gotta go run to her and touch her. What about you? Because you guys have two dogs, and one of your dogs is like not she's not friendly, but she's just very possessive of you and your girl.
we never really had a problem. Like we always let him, loose throughout the house, and Lily basically grew up with them being around her, and we never really had a problem. But sometimes one of my dogs, Nala, she growls at her, and I always like try to keep a distance between them. And then like also when she tries to pet Nala, like I tell her to do it gently, because she is kind of rough with it. But the other day, I actually had to take Lily to the ER, unfortunately, because Nala ended up biting her right in the cheek, and it like started bleeding a little bit, and we didn't want it to get like,
Oh,
infected or something. So we ended up taking her to the hospital in order to like, for them to clean it out and maybe give her some antibiotics. But it was basically because there was food around. Like we were eating pizza at the coffee table, and Nala was basically sitting on the couch, which is like so close to, Lily's face when she's standing up. And unfortunately, Lily just passed by her, and then she just like became very territorial and ended up biting her. Like not like to a point that she like grabbed on, but it was just like a quick
scare
like
bite,
get
like a
away.
reaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did you
So,
guys do with
oh,
Nala?
oh my, I mean, I fucking picked her up and like just put her in the bathroom, man. Like I just wanted to figure out what we would have to do, and I wanted to see how serious it was, and we saw it was like pretty deep, and then we kind of washed it out, put like some disinfectant on it, but we ended up like putting her to bed and then called the pediatrician, and they asked like where was the bite, and we basically told her it was on the cheek, and she was like, well, since it is on the face, then you should probably take her to the hospital or the ER, because it can be serious. But if it was like maybe her arm or her leg or something, then maybe it wasn't really necessary. But it definitely like punctured a little bit of her cheek. And now like when we do eat at the coffee table, we keep Nala distant. Like there's a gate at the stairs, and we just kind of leave her by the stairs where she can't like get close.
Right. But then does she start freaking out where she's like by herself and she sees you guys eating?
Yeah, I mean she cries a little bit, but I don't care. Like the
No, of
safety of
course.
Lily is way more important. Like you can cry all you want, you
100%.
can complain, you can bark. I don't care. It's I'm definitely not trying to have that happen again because that was definitely a freaking scare.
Yeah, our dog definitely has bit Zayden a few times, but
Oh shit.
Luna is, yeah, she's old, so her teeth are loose. So she's like a bee. If she bites, like a real bite, she's losing her teeth. So she just gives like a scare bite, like even because she's bitten me before, but even when she bites, it's kind of like she like grabs you with her mouth and then lets go. She doesn't actually like
Yeah.
bite hard and bite down, which is a good thing, but it just sucks because you want them, you love the dog, and you obviously love your child, and you would love for them to coexist and be happy and not get into it and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it's not necessarily at least in my situation right now, it's not possible because he's too young and he doesn't necessarily understand. She's very small and fragile. So, and she already doesn't like kids. My dog has always hated children, always. Because, and I get it, children usually see a small dog, they want to pick her up, they want to like squeeze her, so they end up hurting her, even if it's on accident, it's not on purpose. And so she's just like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, I don't deal with little humans. I only deal with big
Yeah.
humans. So I get
Yeah,
it.
my dogs are the same. They don't really like kids. They kind of growl at them, and like I feel bad too because sometimes I take them to the park and like there's these little kids that just want to pet them because they find them cute, and I always have to tell them like, oh, I'm sorry, they're not really friendly, but they like you can
Yeah.
just see the disappointment in their eyes, like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I can't believe I can't pet that dog, which
Yeah.
sucks because like fuck, they are cute. I wish they were friendly with people, man. I really do. But they're
Yeah.
so freaking territorial. I mean, one of them is. The other one, like Twix, she's way more friendly with human beings and kids or whatnot. I mean, kids, there's a certain level, like if they're not like being rough with her, she's okay with it. But Nala, on the other hand, she don't let anyone touch her.
Yeah. Dogs, it's a very difficult thing. Honestly, my girl's never been a dog person, but ever since she had a child, she hates dogs. Like, hates dogs. Complains about our dog all the time. Literally, like it's like a constant argument between me and her where she's just upset at the dog for breathing or looking at a certain direction. And I have a long hair, fluffy Chihuahua. When she was young, she didn't lose any hair, but the older she gets, the more hair she loses. So she's losing hair, and then my girl's like, "Oh, her hair's here, her hair's on the food, her hair's there," and I'm just like I get it, but let the dog live, man. Like we've already done so much. Like this dog was used to sleeping, which nowadays that I'm removed from the situation, I understand that that's kind of nasty, and I wouldn't do it even if I lived by myself nowadays. Like I wouldn't sleep with my dog. However, the dog would sleep in my room, and my girl, eventually it went from I never put the dog to sleep with me and my girl in the bed at the same time, always. I always respected that. But the dog would sleep in my room, and then eventually the dog sleeping out of the room, and then eventually the dog can't go on the couch, and then eventually the dog is like stuck in the entrance of the house, has like a small amount of area. Luckily, it's a small dog, so she doesn't really care for that, but I feel bad at the same time because I look at the dog, especially because the dog was mine before. In your situation, both the dogs were your girls, and then you stepped into the situation. The dog, my dog, I've had her for 8+ years. I've had her since she was a puppy, So to me, she's kind of like my firstborn. I would treat her like my child. And there's obviously a huge difference between a human and a dog, and I would never choose my dog over my child, of course. But I still have a lot of love for her, and I still, want the best for her, want her to be comfortable and just have a good relationship with my son. But I think I'm a few months away from that.
And you fought hard to get Luna back, right? Because
That's the other thing. Like I have fought so hard for this dog. It's absolutely insane. First off, I got this dog with my ex. I bought the dog because she had 2 cats. we moved in together, and she had one cat. We moved in together. She got another cat out of nowhere. And I didn't know that I'm allergic to cats. I don't even think I'm allergic to cat. It was just that cat specifically. There was so much cat hair everywhere. I would wake up every morning with like my nose stuffy. I would sneeze all the time. And I'm like, listen, I never wanted to be this type of person. But to be real with you, it's either me or the cat, because I can't have this cat around. So we ended up giving the cat to her mom. And then I promised her if we got rid of the cat, we can get a little dog. And so we got the little dog. And then we broke up, and then who's the dog going to stay with? The dog liked me more than her. So she was like, you know what? You can have the dog. So I got the dog, moved to California. When I moved to California, I couldn't bring the dog. So then I left the dog with my mom for a few months. And then my mom was like, I can't take care of her anymore. However, our neighbor can take care of her. I was like, okay, cool. I could get a few more months in with the dog in Florida. The neighbor took care of the dog, and then when I came to visit, the neighbor was like, listen, it's either you take the dog back now or we're going to keep the dog because my wife is falling in love with the dog. And I'm like, damn, that puts me in a really shitty situation. I low-key felt like I understood his perspective, but that put me in a really tough situation, and I don't think he realized that. So I thought that was a bit selfish. I think that he did that because he knew I wasn't in a good situation at that point. And he was like, if I say this now, then I get to keep the dog and I don't have to worry about it later, you know? So then I was like, all right, well, then let me get the dog back. And which he was like shocked. He was like, oh, okay, so you're going to get the dog? I was like, yeah, I'll take the dog back. So I ended up taking the dog to California, and she's been here with me ever since. But I fought a lot for her.
I think it's fucked up when like a person gets a dog and then they have to move, and then like the landlord doesn't accept dogs or whatever, and then they just give the dog away. Like, how do you do that? Like, find another place that takes dogs. Like, bro, to me, they're like a fucking family member, you know?
100%, dude. Like I said, this is my firstborn. My dog is for sure my firstborn. I absolutely love her. And my girl wants me to get rid of her, which hurts me so much because I'm like, it's selfish of you to even suggest that because of how much love I have for this dog. You know what I mean? But I also respect the fact that she's not a dog person. Like, I understand that. But she has to respect the fact that I am a dog person and that I have a dog.
Yeah, you already had her.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I get like you getting a dog while being in a relationship with her, but like you already had Luna. And that kind of basically came with, you know, with everything else. I mean, same way with me. I accepted my wife and her dogs, or at the time, you know, I accepted to be in a relationship with her and her dogs, even though her dogs like didn't like me at first, you know. I was just like still.
Then all of a sudden the dogs became adopted by you. The dogs liked you more than her.
I don't know how, but yeah, that's what ended up happening. Yeah, I just think it's fucked up that people like treat dogs like they're less than. I mean, I get that they are in some ways, but at the end of the day, bro, like they're so attached to you, you know? Like it's so unconditional, the love they have for you, and then you just go and fucking sell them or, you know, give them away. Like, imagine how heartbreaking that is for them.
I couldn't do it. I could never do it, dude. I would feel so guilty and so bad. I think about that. I'm like, imagine giving my dog away. Like, I couldn't. I fought for her for so long, and I'm her owner. Like, she knows you own me. Like, you're my master in a way. You take care of me. You've always loved me. You've always done everything you could for me. So that's why, like, I tell my girl all the time, I'm like, we ain't getting rid of this dog. It don't matter what you feel. This dog is staying here with us.
How old is she again?
She's like 9. But chihuahuas, little dogs, live a long time. So she's probably going to go till she's like 15 or so.
Yeah, one of my dogs is 10 and the other one is 9 as well. They're pretty old.
Yeah. And then also, like, my thing is like, my girl treats the dog a certain way and I get upset. Not just the fact that she's treating her this way, but it's my son sees it. And then if my son treats the dog that way, then I'm going to be super hurt because he doesn't have that in him. All he has is love, you know? And he's, in my opinion, he's going to be a dog person just like me because I show her love. Bro, he loves walking her. Like, we'll go every morning. We have the same routine where we walk the dog together. And he knows, like, I didn't even teach him that he needs to grab the leash and just walk with her. So I'll just give him the leash and he'll go walking with her. And it's like, I don't know. My heart melts every time that I see that.
Yeah, it's difficult, man. But I think you're doing the right thing by keeping the dog and, you know, trying to maintain some distance, because at the end of the day, they are animals, and, you know, if they feel angry enough, or if there's food involved even, like, they turn into a whole different fucking animal that will, you know, protect and defend by harming whoever's in the way.
Yeah. What about those crazy ass stories that you hear of dogs killing the kids?
Yeah, I can't even imagine, like, having a pit bull or something. Like, that can totally happen.
Oh my God.
Even though bigger dogs tend to be more nice to, like, children, from what I've noticed.
Yeah, but they have the ability to hurt them, unlike small dogs. Small dogs might hurt you, but there's no way my Chihuahua can kill a human being. But a pit bull can easily kill a human being, a toddler, a baby.
An adult.
I saw this, an adult. Yeah, exactly. I heard, I seen this story of a Siberian husky that went into the kid's room as he was sleeping and killed him.
No way.
Baby.
Why, just because he was jealous or something?
Yep.
Oh no. That's fucked.
Listen, I always wanted a Siberian husky. That was always my dream. Until my mom and her husband got one, and I would be over their house a lot, like, especially when I'll go to visit Florida. I'd stay there like 3 weeks at a time, living with them. And I realized how unhinged and psychotic Siberian huskies are. Huskies are, to me, one of the craziest breeds out there. And it wasn't just a one-off thing, because after that, my neighbors got a husky as well. Two different neighbors got 2 huskies, and they acted the same way that the husky my mom had would act. Absolutely unhinged.
It's the breed?
It's the breed for sure. Huskies are crazy, bro. They're absolutely crazy dogs. So there goes that. I would never get a husky, especially not with kids. They're they're jealous. They're jealous. They're like manipulative. They're crazy. They're absolutely crazy dogs.
Yeah. Even though pit bulls get a bad rep, I feel like they're pretty nice dogs if they're trained well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. It's
like,
all
I don't think they're
owner.
gonna act up like a husky is, you know? Like, they're not gonna just do that. Like, unless they feel complete threat by someone else, and then they defend. But overall, I feel like they're pretty nice dogs.
Yeah, I think huskies are just a malicious breed. Also, I don't like when people, you know, now that I have a toddler and I'm constantly going to the park like every single day, I don't like when people bring their dogs to the park. Like, to the playground where the kids are playing. Like, to the park is fine, but, like, don't have them in the playground with the kids. I don't know, dude. Like, after having a toddler, you realized how unstable they are. They can go from loving to hitting in a heartbeat. You know, they can poke a dog in the eye. They don't know. Mm-hmm. They're just curious, trying to figure things out. And then the dog will get absolutely pissed and bite them. And then I understand when people say, like, oh, no, I have 3 kids. My dog will never do that. Yeah, but that's your kids. You know, when it's a kid from the outside that's not yours, the dog's not used to it. You don't know. Like, I would never risk that. And on top of that, I would never risk bringing my dog and that dog biting another kid. And now I'm potentially getting sued because I decided to bring my dog.
I can't even imagine getting sued over that, bro. That would be such a freaking nightmare.
Oh, dude, there's so many stories with this freaking husky, dude. This husky bit over 6 people, the one that my mom had. There was a neighbor suing my mom's husband because of the dog. So he has a HOA, and they literally wrote him a letter for him he has a X amount of days to get rid of the dog or find the dog a new home.
So he got rid of the dog?
Well, he gave it to his daughter that lives up north in Pennsylvania, but she has a massive, massive field. She has like acres of land. I'm like, that's what the dog needs.
Yeah, I can't, bro. It just I feel so bad when these big dogs are like in a crate or something like all day. Like it makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
And like also, if you have a big dog, like you shouldn't live in an apartment either. Because even an
No,
apartment,
I
like,
mean,
depending on an average size apartment is not big enough for them, man. They need to
no,
fucking
it's not.
spread their wings. You know,
Yeah,
like
and listen, if you're in that scenario, which maybe you can't afford the house, you have to be an apartment, at least walk that dog for multiple miles a day. You have a responsibility if you have a dog. It's not just having a dog to get love and this and that. Like, you have to be responsible. It's kind of like having a baby. When you have a baby, a toddler, let's just say a toddler, you have to teach your toddler things. If you're just in it to do whatever you want and you're not going to actively teach them things, they're never going to learn. And they're just going to be whatever they decide to be because they don't have a teacher. And same thing with dogs. They're just going to go crazy, do things like bite the walls, pee wherever they want, unless you have somebody that's disciplined and a teacher and that's willing to sit there, take the time and take care of them. Dogs are like toddlers. They're creatures of routine.
I'm actually becoming a creature of routine, bro. I used to hate routines. Now, like, I strive for routines. Like, I block out every single hour of my day now. And I used to not be that type of person. Just because I want to have more time for myself, you know? Because, like, if I ended up, like, if I start waking up late, then, like, I'm barely going to have any time for me, bro, to, like, get ahead, you know? I feel like...
What's late?
To me, like, 8 o'clock is late or 7 is late. I'm waking up at 5 every day now.
Wow. What time are you going to sleep?
Like 10:30. So I'm not getting like a full 8 hours, but you know, I do get tired pretty early. Like 9:30, I'm already like pretty drowsy already, and then I try to be in bed by like 9:40 or 10 o'clock.
When are you having dinner?
Like 6:30.
Okay, yeah.
We try to have dinner with Lily every day.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's my issue. We usually try to put our son to sleep and then we have dinner.
We do that sometimes too, but I strive to do it before. Just that way, once we do put her to sleep, we have that time to ourselves, you know, like if we want to watch a movie or if I want to get some extra work done.
Yeah, exactly. It to me, the only thing that sucks though is like we eat after putting him to sleep, and then usually we're eating by like earliest 8, latest 9, and I hate eating at that time.
See, that's that Brazilian time. Brazilians be eating late as fuck, dude.
I hate that because if I eat at 9, there's no way in hell that I can go to sleep by 10. Like, I need to let my food digest. I need 2 hours.
Yeah. I cannot eat that late, bro. It fucks me up.
But also another issue that I do a lot of intermediate fasting. So a lot of the times the first meal of the day that I have is around 1, 2, 3 p.m.
I used to do that. Now I have a pretty strong breakfast.
It just sucks because a lot of the times I'm working out in the morning and I hate working out after eating.
No, yeah, for sure. I usually go on my morning walks and don't have anything until I come back. Did I tell you I started cold plunging?
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
You have a cold plunge?
I've been doing it for like 2 weeks. My girl bought it for me like on Father's Day. And it's not like the fancy ones where you can like, you know, set the thermostat or whatever, but it's ones that just like basically you could just fit your whole body into. I just like fill it up with the hose, put like some ice in there. I like ended up freezing like 3 jugs of water every day, so I could just like, you know, I leave it in there as soon as I wake up. So by the time I come back from my morning walk, I'm like pretty much drenched because it's been super hot lately, and it just feels so refreshing, man.
Oh yeah, especially when you're warm like that.
Yeah, but like, yeah, if I didn't go on a morning walk, it would be way harder to get in. But like now I just fucking go right in. I don't even hesitate. But it was definitely hard at first.
Damn, how long you been doing it for?
I think like 2 weeks. Since Father's Day.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah, it's definitely been I mean, I know that there's like some benefits to it, like from what I've from what I've researched. I don't remember exactly what, but I think it like kind of shocks the body, so like it helps with the immunity too.
Yeah, everything. Immune system, your skin, literally everything. Inflammation, everything.
Yeah,
It recovers your body, you know, especially if you were to be doing even more rigorous exercises, you know, like lifting weights and doing things like that. When you're sore, it's amazing for you.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, I used to do it, especially when I did Insanity, because Insanity is a crazy program. But I would do Insanity and hit the gym. So I would do Insanity for cardio and then do weights at the gym. On the weekends, like I would have to ice my knees because they were so swollen. I never had the best knees anyway, so then I would just do cold plunges. But I would do it in my tub where I would get cold water and then I'd go to the market, get ice and throw ice in there and just jump in.
Do you feel like you're like in shape, in pretty good shape? Like, do you feel like you can improve anything or no?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I feel like I'm in bad shape right now. I'm basically at 200 pounds, and I haven't been at 200 pounds since I was like 18 years old. I mean, granted, I have a lot more muscle now, but still, like, I definitely, I got to lose some weight. I got to lose like 15, 20 pounds for sure.
What do you think is holding you back?
Myself, I think.
I know, but like, what specifically? Are you eating like too much carbs, too sugar or whatever, or not working out enough?
I eat really good unless I smoke. If I smoke, then I don't eat that good. And I think that is a huge issue.
Yeah.
But also like the weekends, like I'll be great from Monday through Friday. And then on Saturday and Sunday, like I'll have one horrible meal each day. You know, if I can just condense that to one day instead of both days, then I think that's going to make a huge difference. And it's like having self-control. I don't feel like I have enough self-control.
When it comes to food?
Yeah, when it comes to food, like eating like amazing food. But if I have the wrong things at home, then I'm going to eat the wrong things. If I have the right things at home, then I'll eat the right things. You know, and also recently eating out has been an issue for me and my girl. Like I've always hated In-N-Out, always. I'm not a fast food person, but in the last like 2 months, we've been eating In-N-Out, I'd say like once a week because my girl loves In-N-Out. I hate In-N-Out. But then I started eating like the protein style where they put the lettuce and stuff like that. I can't eat their fries, which is great because fries are absolutely terrible for you.
I'm not a big fan of fries. People look at me crazy. I'm just not a big fan of potatoes in general.
Oh,
for some reason.
That's my downfall. I love potatoes. Anything. Mashed potatoes, potato salad, French fries, baked potato, anything potato, I'm all for.
Yeah, I just had Shake Shack.
Oh, Shake Shack, dude. I miss Shake Shack. They don't have one around me. Shake Shack
Really?
is good.
Yeah, Shake Shack's the fucking best, man.
Yeah, the closest Shake Shack is like 25 minutes away from me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it is good because I'll definitely eat it more often. When I lived in Glendale, I would eat it a lot more frequently. Now that I live a little bit further out, there is none. But again, an issue is eating late because what ends up happening is like it's 8:30 and I'm like, okay, it's 8:30 p.m. I didn't start cooking. If I start cooking, by the time I eat, it's going to be like 9:30, 10 p.m. So then I just think to myself, I'm just going to go grab something to eat. And then if I want to grab something to eat, food, I don't know how it is out there in Delaware, but food is expensive as fuck. Like even fast food is not what it used to be. Like I remember back in the days, you go to McDonald's, you spend $10, you're eating, probably 2 people could eat. Nowadays, each meal is probably like $15, $18. So it's like, if I choose to eat at a restaurant, it's going to be way more. It's going to be like 60, 80 bucks for me to order something for me and my girl. If I eat fast food, it's going to be like 30 bucks, 35 bucks. And it's still like, it's unhealthy, you know? So it's like, fuck, what am I going to do here? Am I going to spend more money? And then it's also going to take more time. So I'm going to eat later. Or am I going to spend less money and then eat unhealthy? But that's where that thing comes in, where I just have to be more disciplined in cooking earlier, or just having food ready so I can cook, or something at home that I can just make real quick, as opposed to having to cook everything from scratch, you know?
In Delaware, we don't have any sales tax, but sometimes I feel like the price is already embedded in there, the tax, you know, because obviously like things used to be cheaper and now it's becoming pretty fucking expensive now. Then I'm like, wait, what the fuck? This is insane. Yeah. Like even with groceries, man, like when you go to Trader Joe's, we used to spend like 150, 180. Now we're spending like 250 at least, or not at least, but like on average, easy, bro.
Yeah. And Trader Joe's is a more cost-effective supermarket.
Like the more healthy, cost effective.
Bro, Trader Joe's is unhealthy as fuck.
Is it really?
Trader Joe's is terrible. I used to shop at Trader Joe's all the time, especially when I first moved to
Damn, bro, don't
LA.
tell me this, man.
I know, dude. I'm sorry, but Trader Joe's is fucking terrible.
It's the only place I go to.
The produce is ass. Produce lasts a couple of days.
Well, that's what makes it so organic, no?
No, fuck no. Go to Whole Foods and buy something that's organic. That shit'll last for a while.
We don't have Whole Foods out here.
Well, regardless, go somewhere else to another store and buy something organic. It's going to last way longer than Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, you just end up getting things that they're like about to go bad, so then they put it out.
Yeah, dude, I noticed that too.
Yeah, 100%. And then anything frozen at Trader Joe's, terrible. Even like these, I used to buy the little garlic packs at Trader Joe's. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I buy them too.
Yeah, I used to use those all the time to cook. Look at the ingredients, bro. Back in the days when I first moved to LA, it wasn't that bad. It was actual just garlic and something else. Nowadays, they put a bunch of seed oils and garlic. Seed oils are terrible for you.
What about the eggs? Because I be eating the eggs from there like every day.
Yeah, that I don't know about, but I'm sure you could do some research and you're going to find out that it's not that good.
Man, what the hell, man? There's no winning.
No, I stopped shopping at Trader Joe's because Trader Joe's is terrible. Unless I want something that I'm like, oh, fuck, I just want something unhealthy right now, then I'll go to Trader Joe's. But overall, it's not good.
That's horrible. Honestly, I do miss Whole Foods. Whole Foods was the best. It's literally the only place that I can get like king salmon. Everywhere else has no king salmon. Like no fucking place, bro. I looked everywhere.
Damn, even like a fish market?
Yeah, even a fish market. They only have like the farm raised one, which is the Atlantic one, or sockeye, which is, you know, what I usually get from Trader Joe's. But the real healthy one, the best one you can get is the king salmon, and I only found them in Whole Foods. Or you can like get them shipped out from Alaska, but that should cost money for sure.
Next time, or once we finish this podcast, go on Google and type in sockeye salmon, Trader Joe's, and then type in like what are the negatives or negatives or conspiracy or something. I'm sure something's gonna come up that it is terrible for you. Anything Trader Joe's, unfortunately, is not good for you. And that doesn't mean that Whole Foods is good too.
What about Costco?
Costco's a little bit better. You just got to know how to shop. But Whole Foods isn't necessarily better. You just have to know how to shop. You have to shop for the right things. You have to look at the ingredients and see what ingredients is in what. And then unfortunately, the things that are going to be a lot better for you is going to be a lot more expensive.
No, that's for sure. You get what you pay for.
Dude, I even recently found out like the olive oil. I'm sure you get olive oil from Trader Joe's.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's not real olive oil. It's mixed with other oils.
Oh my God, bro. Stop. It was better for me not to know this. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, I guess so. I had Taco Bell for the first time in over a decade, like a few days ago, to film a skit. And I just remember when we were young, we were what, like 18 at the time, and we would eat Taco Bell like every single day. For like 6 months straight, we would eat Taco Bell. Never had any issues, no stomach problems, none of that stuff. Bro, nowadays, as soon as I ate, I didn't even finish it. I took like 4 or 5 bites and my stomach's like, whoa. I was like, I can't do this.
Your stomach became bougie, huh? Became spoiled.
It's not just that. I feel like over time, when you're young, you can break down whatever, bro. Like, give Lily 30 bags of Doritos, ice cream, and cake. She'll be just as good tomorrow. If anything, she's going to be more hype because of all the sugar. If we eat that, we'll be screwed tomorrow.
Dude, getting older sucks. Do you notice a lot of a difference, like, in your body?
Fuck yeah, bro. Like, recovering is terrible nowadays. I have to recover my body. Like, I play basketball. I play, like, 2 hours of basketball. I have to ice my knees. I started taking peptides, which is basically like PEDs, just, like, you know, not nowhere near as strong, in order to help me with recovery.
And you never had to do that before?
Nah. I mean, I've never had great knees, but I definitely have to ice my knees. I have to take care of myself. I have to stretch a lot more. I actually hurt my finger. I tore a ligament on my thumb, and it sucks because now I haven't played basketball in like 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks today or something like that. And I don't know. I'm probably not going to be able to play basketball for another 2 weeks. So I actually re-aggravated this injury. I originally hurt it in December where I passed the ball. Like as I passed the ball, this guy tried to stop it, and his finger or his hand hit my finger and like bent it back, my thumb. So immediately, like I was like, this pain feels different than a jam because I've jammed my fingers so many times. I wasn't able to play for like a month and a half, but it was good because I was already going to Florida like in a few days. So I was like, whatever. Like I wasn't going to play anyways going to Florida. And then now I heard it and I'm like, fuck, I'm dying to play. All my friends are like texting me like, dude, we're playing today. Where you at? And I can't play.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same, like recovering now. Even my knee, I never had knee problems, and now like sometimes when I grab something from the floor and come back up, like I just feel like a sharp pain sometimes. I'm like, oh my, especially if I'm carrying Lily. Oh my God.
Yeah. Do you stretch?
No, it's definitely something that
dude.
I lack. Yeah.
You should.
Because I think that definitely helps with the whole aging situation as well.
You should definitely add that after your walk. Don't do it before because stretching, you got to think of your muscles like a rubber band. When a rubber band is cold and you stretch it, it's going to break. When it's warm, it's very elastic. So you should go on your walk, nice little walk, and then do a little 5-minute cool down stretch and then jump in the cold plunge.
Yeah. I've been loving my morning walks, bro. I'm not even thinking of like physical health. I'm thinking more of like mentally, how much it fucking helps me mentally. Even when I'm feeling shitty as fuck, I wake up like feeling horrible. Not like a hangover or anything, but just like, I don't know, just being negative, about like life and stuff. And I just go on my walk and I come back like refreshed, man. So much better.
I agree with you though. Just being outside, getting the vitamin D from the sun, breathing from fresh air, just seeing the trees, the nature. Yeah, that definitely adds to it.
I usually put on a podcast and basically try to soak in some information. You still go on runs?
Yeah, I did. I was supposed to go on a run today, and that's not going to be possible because after this, I got to start getting ready for a shoot that I have today.
Gotta start waking up at 5, dog.
Low key, dude, I do. It's the sleep. Like I just have to go to sleep earlier. I have to change eating late so I can sleep earlier, so I can wake up earlier. Though that trio has to be combined. If I don't do one of the three, I'm gonna get messed up.
I love waking up early, even though it sucks. There's like some magic in the air, man. There really is. Like it feels amazing. Everyone is snoozing and I'm just like ahead,
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like I got so much stuff done and people are just now starting their day. Feels good.
Do you have an alarm? How does that work?
Yeah.
Does your alarm not wake up your girl?
Sometimes.
Does she go back to sleep real quick or no?
Most likely, yeah. Like at 5 o'clock in the morning, everyone's tired. They're gonna fall back asleep, instantly. But I try to like not snooze. I just like get up and go.
Yeah, you have to. And then the backwards countdown.
Oh yeah. That's definitely a good tactic.
Yeah.
Don't like for you to do anything really. Like anything you don't want to do, you just count backwards, and as soon as you say 1, you fucking launch.
Yeah. I think that is very efficient. Yeah, I do got to get up earlier, honestly. My son gets up pretty early, though. He gets up at like 5:30 in the morning most days. So that's the only thing that sucks. It's like I'll get up early.
Oh, so you are kind of already getting up at that time.
Most of the time, my girl gets up with him. Most of the time. I would say I get up with him.
And she stays up with him?
Yeah. Most of the time, I'm waking up at like 7, sometimes 8. Like today, I was exhausted from last night, so I woke up at like 8, but most of the times I try to get up at around 7, and then I have my whole morning routine, which already takes like 30 minutes. Like I have to get up, immediately go to the bathroom. My poop takes like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, right. That shit takes like 3 hours.
Nah, I try to time it now because I have a family. I literally put a timer on my Apple Watch where I'm like, okay,
that's
10 minutes.
Hilarious that you have to do that. Oh my God.
But dude, I don't know about you though. Like I really start pooping like 4 or 5 minutes into my poop.
Nah, for me, I have to go every day. As soon as I fucking drink my coffee, I'm fucking ready.
Yeah, no, for me it takes a few minutes. It's like my butthole's prepping for all the poop to come out.
But you don't drink coffee though, right?
No.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
That probably helps you stay up in the morning too, like when you get up.
Oh yeah, it's bro, I can't live without it. And I don't have like many cups of coffee in a day, you know, like a lot of
Right.
people do, but just the one that I need like at fucking 5 o'clock in the morning is all I need for the whole day.
Yeah.
I'm not a napper either. Like I don't take naps.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it depends. Like, there are some days when I do take naps. Well, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I woke up pretty early with my son, and then he has like his midday nap. Ain't nothing better than taking a nap with your child. Oh my God, it's the most refreshing and amazing thing in the world, cuddling with them. So Sundays is like my specific day. Doesn't matter what's happening in the world. It's my specific day to always get up with him and make sure that my girl gets extra sleep. So I usually get up with him. He woke up pretty late, later than usual. He woke up at 6 on Sunday, went downstairs, do our stuff, went to church, and then we did a couple of other things, and it was his nap time at around 11:30. And then I just looked at my girl. I'm like, are we going to take a family nap? This is like our first time that we really took all a family nap together in the same bed. Oh my God. That nap, bro, we napped for like an hour and a half. When I woke up, I thought it was like 5 minutes later. I'm like, no, like you have to put him back to sleep. Like we have to keep sleeping. It's only been 5 minutes. It was such a deep nap. My eyeballs felt like they were like synced in the back of my skull. It was crazy. It took me over an hour to wake up from that nap.
Damn, so your girl stays with Zayden every single day, because like it's the opposite for me. I'm the one that stays with Lily every single day, so she gets the extra sleep because she definitely needs her sleep.
No, yeah, it's the opposite. Most days she's staying with him, but a lot of the times like she's doing stuff early in the morning, like she has to leave for yoga at 7 in the morning, you know, so then I have to get up and take care of him.
Yeah, because I usually stay with Lily from like when she wakes up. No, she does lay in bed with my wife for like maybe an hour. Maybe like she'll turn on like the TV or something for her to watch some like cartoons, and then from like 8 I give her breakfast, and then I stay with her until like 10, and then that's when I turn her into my wife, and then
Right.
I get to start my day with work and stuff.
Low key, I feel like I should start doing that, honestly, because I mean, it just sucks though, because both me and my girl work, you know, and we're not constantly working. We both like work from home and we run our own businesses. So it's like, it's never the same, you know, the hours are never the same. Like some days, oh, I really have to edit this. Some days she's like, oh, I have an event, or oh, I have to go into the office to film today. So it's never the same, but we're trying to get better on a schedule. So usually like on Sunday, we ask each other questions like, okay, what do you got for this week? So I can know and plan around it, because I know I'm going to have to be taking care of him, you know? But like today, she has work and I have work. So it's like we have to call her sister, or her dad's here. So maybe her dad will be able to take care of him. I could see why having a babysitter is so important, like a consistent babysitter.
We have a calendar in a bedroom, so like we know exactly what's going on every week, which helps a lot.
Yeah, I said I was going to do that and I never did it. I just got to buy one and do it. I think that makes it easier, because then you could just write it down and that's it. I hate getting thrown off of like a schedule or a routine. Like yesterday, we had things to do, and as we're leaving church, my girl's like, oh, I forgot that Zayden has a birthday party to go to. And I'm like, I already have things planned. Like,
Yeah.
I can't just be like, oh, okay, let's go, and then push everything to the side and then stay up extra late doing all this stuff, you know?
Yeah, dude. I think you guys should get a calendar that you both can write on, and like whatever you have going on, put it in the day, you know, the time, and that way everyone's on the same page.
I like that.
I was gonna ask if you guys have separate bank accounts, or if you guys kind of use it all one.
No, we have separate bank accounts, but we have access to each other's bank account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we have separate bank accounts. I don't feel like there's a need to put it all into one bank account. Like if I need to use her account, I could use her account. She needs to use my account, she could use my account. Like why create one bank account for everything? I don't know. I just never saw it as like a way of doing things personally. I mean, I have my business account, which is obviously separate, but sometimes I do some business on my personal account. you know, when I'm just like, fuck it, I don't feel like going through this. So I don't know. I don't think my girl has never brought it up, and I think we both think the same, where we don't care to share accounts. What about you?
No, it's all the same. She uses my account basically because she doesn't work. She's like a stay-at-home mom. But I don't know. I'm always curious to see how people do things, you know, because like some people want to keep things very separate, and then other people it's just like everything, like whatever you earn, whatever I earn, it's all going to the same bank account.
I like to keep it separate just so I can be aware of my finances, because I would hate to go into my account and I see less money and then I'm like, all right, what the fuck? Like, who used it? You know, like I like to keep track of these things. If my girl needs to use my account, she can use it, but she's letting me know like, hey, I'm gonna need to buy this. I'm like, all right, cool, go ahead. But now I know, so when I look at my account, I see, as opposed to just doing it whenever she wants and having this shared account. I don't know. I feel like that gets too disorganized unless both of you are on the same page, which I don't see it happening with, at least in my relationship.
I guess it varies from person to person.
We're very much okay with keeping basically everything separate. Like even like houses, like this house is under her name. When we get our new house, it's going to be under my name. But we do these things also because of like, when you're a first time home buyer, it makes more sense to have it under one person's name as opposed to two people, because now you're taking that first time home buyer benefits away from both people. So it's like, why the fuck would you do that?
Yeah. All right, cool. How long has it been? It's been over an hour.
Over an hour. All
right, guys.
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah, see, man, like this is what happens when you don't have ChatGPT questions. Like, it's more organic.
I like having both. I like not necessarily ChatGPT questions, but I do like having a subject and some questions to talk about, and also like banter and just riff off into whatever you want to talk about. I like having structured freedom, I guess, is what I would consider it.
How are you feeling about the podcast so far?
I mean, it's given me like vibes like we used to do this. Like I enjoy it. I don't want to get burnt out in the sense of like, because I remember over time we would be like, all right, especially because you lived here and we spoke a lot more all the time. It's like, fuck, we just spoke about all this shit. Now we have to pretend like we didn't talk about this shit just so we could do it on the podcast. You know what I mean? So I thought that was annoying.
Yeah. All right, cool. If you guys watched this far, leave a comment, let us know. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And please engage. Let us know that you like this episode.
It helps us out, man. Engage and let us know if there's any subjects that you guys would like for us to talk about. Now that we're both dads, and most of the times it's about dad shit, let us know, dude. If you're a dad, if you're a new dad, if you're a new mom, if you're a new parent, let us know. Or if you're a creative and you don't give a fuck about any of this parenting stuff, also let us know, because we could talk about other things as well.
Yeah, we're pretty diverse.
Deuces.